victims. We start with the truth. Her life was precious. Her death was tragic. And yes, she deserves justice. But justice for victims means ensuring that the right person is held accountable with reliable evidence and a fair process. If we rush to judgment, if we rush to punish without certainty, we risk betraying victims and surviving family members by not securing true justice. As a board member of Parents of Murdered Children and surviving family members of homicide, trust me when I say victims want to make sure that the person that murdered one of their loved ones is indeed that person, and that's based on fact and evidence. We all know that Nikki was extremely ill. Her medical records clearly show that. When such medical records, credible medical records, doubt, the justice system has a duty to pause and re-examine. Capital punishment is irreversible, and executing someone in the face of genuine scientific dispute risks both killing the wrong person and most definitely undermining public faith in justice. Our state recognized this principle when it passed Article 11.073, the Change Science Law, in 2013, acknowledging that convictions secured on outdated science must be revisited. And Robertson's case is a clear-cut example of whether that direct test and whether we're going to actually live up to that responsibility. 2018, missing CAT scans, CT scans of Nikki's heads were rediscovered. Radiology expert reviewed them and concluded a single minor impact consistent with a short fall from a bed, not multiple traumatic injuries. This new evidence clearly undermines the state's trial, full of narrative and violence shaking and repeated blunt force trauma. Why it doesn't matter in Texas? Because we passed a law changing science. The law gives courts the authority and the duty to revisit convictions when new scientific evidence. And yes, there is new scientific evidence, and the law was designed to prevent wrongful convictions from standing in the light of evolving science. At Crime Stoppers, we developed what's called a needs program. We're the only entity in the state that's recognizing that we have to deal, particularly law enforcement, with people who have been diagnosed with autism in a special and unique way. And they have to learn and recognize different expressions, different ways that people with autism act. In 2018, Robert Robertson was diagnosed with autism. Yet at the trial, everybody said he was flat, he was dull, he was not interested, he had zero facial expressions. Jurors look at that. They see a defendant that just frankly is just sitting there, doesn't care, doesn't look, doesn't show anything. That plays a role into the decision. What the jurors were not told is that Robert Robertson was diagnosed with autism. Jurors need to see credibility, they need to see the deception, and that's what happened in this case, and they need to be made aware of that. If he's autistic, what appear to be cold is simply just a fact of people who have been diagnosed with autism. Texas has been a national leader in forensic reform, passing the first junk science statute in 2013. Robertson's case is the clearest test whether that law actually protects people convicted on outdated science. If Texas executes him, we basically are undoing our own progress, and we're showing the entire world that our reforms are hollow. This undermines Nikki's legacy because victims deserve a justice system that truly learns and improves. Crime Stoppers of Houston is not calling for Robert Robertson's release. We are calling for a new trial, one that considers all the evidence that was not presented at his original trial, including the CT scans, the autism diagnosis, and modern medical science. A new trial is the only way to ensure Nikki's case is fully understood, her story is honored, and her death leads to better protection for children. Executing in the face of doubt does the opposite. It silences questions, it undermines trust, and it leaves Nikki's case as a warning sign of injustice instead of a catalyst for reform. I asked our Crime Stoppers team, when I was asked to take a look at this, to put together, I asked them to take a deep dive into this. And I don't do this lightly. And so for me to come along and take a stand, people were saying, how can you take a stand like this? Because sometimes you got to take the stand and you got to do the right thing. And this time, we're taking a stand. And it's time for the state of Texas to also take a stand. Give them a new trial. Let's see what happens. But in the meantime, we got 15 days. In the eyes of the